Day 10. Continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. The principle behind this step is acceptance, and I may get there with you, but I'm going to take a different approach to step 10, and I'm going to tell you about some stories when I needed to change. I've learned over the years that change is the only constant, and we talk in the rooms a lot of times about when I'm disturbed, it's something about me. Something I find unacceptable has affected me in a negative way. And I only find things unacceptable based on my belief system and what I've grown to learn about myself and my life. So I do know that I came into the rooms and I really had to change. The first time that I did a proper step 10 was around Thanksgiving. I had about 7 years sober. The Big Chill's known for its turkey and dressing dinner. And Bueller Brothers used to be next door, the little grocery store, and they had turkeys on sale for like 79 cents a pound. So I went over there and I filled my buggy up with turkeys. And I had a few other little things, and I'm standing in line, and this girl comes around the corner, and she like buggy bumped me, and she broke in front of me in the line. And I was furious. I was so furious. It was, Bueller's was always so busy the day before Thanksgiving. So we had a big long line. I'd been waiting a long time. She jumps in front of me, and I was like, hey, the line's back there. And she goes, oh no, I was here already. And I said, no, the line's back there. And I proceeded to grab my turkeys one at a time, and I'm 2 buggies back from the line, and I hoisted them up onto the conveyor belt. And the little lady starts ringing them up, and this girl, she gets right in my face, and she's about this tall, and I'm towering over her, and I'm just looking at her, and I'm like, okay, I have 7 years sober, I can't hit her, so what am I gonna do? And I just, bam, and I headbutted her. Soon as I did, everybody breaks out in a fight. She had her friend with her, they're jumping on me, this guy jumped on my back, and the whole time the little cashier's just ringing up my turkeys because I was first in line. So, I went to a meeting later that day, and I told on myself. And it's the first time that I ever was like, I laughed at myself for how crazy that was. And those things I could never have done when I was in my addiction and in my anger. And I just realized how much pride that was. What would it have hurt me to let her go ahead of me? What would it have hurt? But I was so full of pride and morals, and this is not right, and I've been waiting. So I go and I tell on myself for it, and people proceed to tell me stories of things that they did that were similar. But what this story does for me is make me realize how badly I reacted to things just based on the presumption of pain, or the presumption of not being seen, the presumption of not being heard. And it's all these things that in my belief system from all of my life, that turned and developed into pride. Pride has been what's driven me. So in step 10, I have to start to accept my own humanity. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna fall short. I'm gonna get angry. I hope not to headbutt anybody else, but I know I'm gonna get angry in my life. It's what I do with that anger that matters. It's how I react. My actions are what matters. What goes on inside my head, I had a lady that used to tell me not to go in here alone between my 2 ears. That was very sound advice, and what that told me was I had to go in the rooms and I had to tell people when I had crazy thoughts, and I had to tell people when I had bad reactions. But the best thing that I've learned out of step 10 is to pause when agitated. As long as I pause and take a moment, I can react in a way that is more healthy and positive. I just appreciate that God is the only perfect anything. And I know that it's okay for me to be imperfect. And I am perfectly imperfect. And I love that about myself now. For me to find anything that I love about myself is a miracle. It took me all 10 steps thus far to get any semblance of loving myself. And now that I'm here, you know, I've said it before, it's a good day to be me, and I'm happy. Happiness, you know, I can't find it outside myself. I can only find it in here. And I can only change what's in here. You know, my life is better for it. So I know that it's a long, hard road to get to a step 10, but I have faith that you can get here too. Tune in tomorrow for step 11.